guys got out to a fast start last year, not necessarily catching people off guard, but do you think you can do the same this year, or are there more people gunning for you?
I think everyone's kind of locked in on us now. I don't think we're going to catch anybody by surprise, at least I hope not. Hopefully they think we are here to stay and get better, and hopefully everyone's prepared for us.
What do you think about the raising expectations around the program just after everything you guys did last year? How different is it going to be for you guys this year?
You got to set the bar higher. Last year we were, trying to keep our goals relative to what we thought we could do. This year, we're probably exceeding it a little more, and trying to go for 40 wins this year is kind of the mark for those guys. It's tough to get 40 wins. If you can do that, then hopefully that sets you up for potentially playing in a regional. More than likely would be at LSU. So that's kind of the goal we've set for those guys this year.
How's this team sort of different from last year's team as far as the new guys returning?
We only had 9 guys returning, so we have a lot of new guys coming in. We're a lot more talented. I've been telling these guys, I just don't know if they're meshed together as well as last year's team did. They're way more talented, there's no question about that, but they've got to find the perfect combination of getting along, believing in each other, all that type of stuff. So it's still coming together. I don't think it's perfect yet, but it's getting closer.
Will the production at the plate be the same as it was last year, or you think maybe it'll be a little fall off?
If I had to, I think we have a better hitting team than we had last year. I can't predict if it will hit 300. I would love to hit 300. I'd like to say we're going to hit 305, 310 this year. I mean, that's the type hitters we have. But it's from year to year, it's up and down. But 1 through 9, I think we have a pretty solid lineup.
In terms of your pitching, I know that was one of the focal points during the offseason for you. Not giving up as many runs, even though your team scored a ton of runs.
Yeah, pitching, that's the area we try to go get more depth on. I feel like we have more depth. We're looking for that guy to replace Daniel Martinez. When you have 12 saves and 4 wins last year, that's a pretty big piece of the puzzle for us. So we've got more options, but we're still trying to find that standout guy to be a kind of the closer in that type role for us.
What do you expect right away from a guy like Tristan Clark?
Clark's a pretty special player. I mean, I've said that, and he is one of the best players I've seen in a long time. Now, whether he goes out there and hits 250 with 4 home runs, if I had to guess, the guy is going to hit over 300 with double-digit home runs. So that's my expectations for him. Now, whether he goes and does that, who knows? But the kid, in all honesty, could be a top 5 rounder if he has the type year he should.
You throw a lot of expectations and numbers out there. Are you pretty straightforward with these guys about kind of what you expect and the marks that you guys should be hitting?
Yeah, I mean, we're very black and white with them. I tell them, no matter what, numbers never lie. You can't, there's only so many ways you can do things, but the numbers are always what they are. And so these guys, I've told them all year, these are the numbers, this is the expectations you have to meet, and if we're not getting better, then we're not moving in the direction we need to. So it's been pretty black and white all year as to what we're trying to do, but it's up to them to get it done.
With Hez, Coda, Aaron, so many of those senior guys coming back, how important is that for the team just to have that leadership?
It's important. My brother was out this fall. We had a couple other guys out this fall, so he wasn't in there kind of in the mix during the fall to kind of have that leadership type role. But you got to have those pieces to win. Leaders are important. You look on every championship team, they always had a leader. They always have a guy that steps up, excels, and that type of stuff. So hopefully we've got guys coming back with a lot of experience. We're returning 5 or 6 of our position players, so hopefully it'll roll into the season for us, and the numbers will show.
And you talked about the chemistry last year's team had, and how you need to find that with this year's team. How important are they going to be in that kind of process as well?
It's important. They've kind of, there's a lot of guys like Hez and Sam Capilano, those type guys who have been through the ringer. They went through 13 wins, 14 wins. They've experienced what it feels like to fail. So those guys know what it feels like. Some of these other guys are used to winning, come from winning programs, junior colleges, all that type of stuff. So they're not used to losing, so they've never faced adversity. So hopefully these guys who've been there and done that can kind of guide those guys along if we do have a little hiccup this year to kind of push them through.
What kind of change of style do you expect offensively? Last year you stacked speed at the top and bottom of the order. You had your run producing bats in the middle, but now you have more options. Will that change how you approach things offensively?
Yeah, I mean, right now I truly feel like we're going to have some guys on the bench that could really, last year would have been a starter, no question for us. This year, you got probably Palmer leading off, my brother falling, and then you got Clark, Randolph, Cable. I mean, it's power after power after power. Trying to, get some speed in there somewhere, but we won't do very much bunting. We won't do very much hit and run, and it's going to be, We're either going to swing it or we're going to have to, that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to score 8 to 10 runs a game. That's kind of what we're going to live by this year.
And do you have a good feel for your weekend rotation at this point, at least going into the season, and how you'll handle midweek as a result?
Yeah, I think right now, same as last year, kind of Semple's back, Hodge is back, so our Friday, Saturday guys should be back. And those are the two guys we're looking at right now. Weekend spot on Sunday, we're still looking at Borzak potentially. Ralphie Martinez might be another option for us. So we got 4 or 5 guys that we're looking at throughout the season.